Good day. Joining me now, Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley of Massachusetts, a member of the House Financial Services Committee. And Congresswoman, you know, just if you isolate just black families alone, this is cut too for my producers, black families with loan debt, 30% of them. White families with loan debt, if you just isolate them, 20% do. Hispanic families with loan debt, 14% have this loan debt. It is actually a big deal, particularly for families of color. Do you think that this winds up redounding to the political benefit of Democrats in the fall? And do you think that's why Biden did it?
Democrats win when we deliver and when people can feel the transformative impact, the meaningful impact, the day-to-day impact of our policies and our advocacy on their behalf. And this is transformative. This is an unprecedented step to alleviate the burden that people are feeling to the tune of a $2 trillion crisis. And while I know we've been very focused in your most recent clip there, Joy, about the benefit to young people, this is affecting people from every walk of life. And the fact that 23 million people will have their debt reduced in half, 20 million people will have their debt canceled outright. 1 in 4 Black borrowers, their debt will be gone. So this is transformative. They will feel the impact of this. And this is sound policy in that it is an economic justice issue and a racial justice issue and a gender justice issue, and that 2/3 of this debt is borne by women. And it is good politics. It's good policy and good politics.
Oh, so now we have to get to the counterpoint, because I want you to hear some of what people are saying on the other side. Now, we know that this was a big policy of Bernie Sanders, and it was why a lot of young people liked him. And it was something that President Biden adopted. Nina Turner, who was a big supporter of Bernie Sanders, she tweeted, more should be done. Why stop at 10,000? Why stop at 20? Cancel all student debt. What do you say to people who say it's not enough?
Joy, I have to just acknowledge where we started. When the issue of student debt cancellation was introduced into the national discourse, people really sought to marginalize the issue. And many thought that student debt cancellation was something that would be regressive in impact. There was a harmful and false narrative that would only benefit white graduate students who went to prestigious or affluent institutions. And of course, that is not true. This is about educators who have sleepless nights because they can't meet the monthly minimums and pay for childcare, who took on this debt because they want to educate our babies. This is about 76-year-olds in my district, Joy, on fixed incomes, still paying student loans, who fear that they're going to die, still paying on these loans. At this point, they owe more than they took out. 85% of Black students have no choice but to take out loans, 5 times more likely to default. I was one of those students. That is not abstract for me. I struggled to pay off my loans, and I want better for the next generation. Joy, we know we have to address the root causes when it comes to affordability of higher education. We've got to make that investment in the public good that it is. We need to invest in tuition-free community college. We need to invest in HBCUs, and we need to expand Pell Grants. But this is impactful. This is a bold step in the right direction. It is transformative, and it will be felt.
And I have very little time left, but there is the other argument, too. I mean, Rick Scott, who is worth $259 million and did tweet this from a yacht off the coast of Italy, but also the Washington Post, who said the loan forgiveness decision, they thought it was bad. Widely canceling student debt is regressive. It takes money from the broader tax base, mostly made up of workers who did not go to college, to subsidize education debt for people with valuable degrees. What do you say to people who say that?
Wow. They are really disconnected from the lived experiences and hardship of everyday people. There's a reason why we were able to get organized labor behind this, from AFL-CIO to AFT to NEA, civil rights groups like the NAACP, and many other groups that have worked with us on this, because this is a burdensome issue. This is no handout. Our colleagues across the aisle don't know what a hand up looks like. That's why they didn't want a child tax credit. That's why they didn't want to give life-saving health care to veterans. That's why they didn't want to give stimulus checks to people in the midst of a pandemic or make sure they remain safely housed. Democrats are connected to the pain that everyday people are experiencing, and we are doing something about it, which is why we passed the Inflation Reduction Act, and which is why today this unprecedented step by President Biden, heeding our calls. Joy, this has been 2 years of blood, sweat, and tears, and you will not break my soul.
And quoting Beyonce, too, while she's doing the great Ayanna Pressley. Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley, thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, let's bring in